Hello, lovelies, and welcome to the beginning of December wrap up for Hold My Latte 2022. Yes, so let's go over the plan, shall we? The original plan for Hold My Latte 2022 was to edit and publish one book per quarter, keep editing and publishing The Relic of Time and Shadows War on Kindle Vella, pull the one-year-old Vella stories down and put them on Kindle Unlimited and print on demand, write 30K per month, get one book drafted every quarter to every 4 months, do the 85K 90, which is a January through March challenge, Camp Nano in April, Camp Nano in July, the August 80K, Preptober, NaNoWriMo, and Editcember. Well, I have my handy dandy planner book, and the things that you see in orange are things I didn't do. You know, there's pretty popular Overlord D / Marvel character that says there's a lot of red in my ledger. There's a lot of orange in my ledger. So let's start. The very first goal: edit and publish one book per quarter. So for the first quarter, I had Blue Water, which was the first part of the Blue Butterflies duology. I had hoped to get Some Anemones Are Blue, which is the Anemones storyline of Pagosa Cliffs, in the second quarter, and then it got pushed back and until the fall. So I ended up with no book for the second quarter. So already my first goal is a fail. Blue Butterflies, I ended up publishing in July. And so I do have a third quarter book. But then Some Anemones Are Blue got pushed to May 2023, and so I have no fourth quarter book, which I found this out the last week of Nano. So the only series I have that is finished writing, is Servants of the Moon, which is on my Inkitt page. Could I crank and turn around Servant of the Moon, the first one? I don't think so. I've got some massive rewriting to do with the whole series, and to get it out by December 20th would... No, there's not time. I can't do it. So, goal number 1, 2 fails on that. No second quarter book, no fourth quarter book. Yeah. Goal number 2 for Hold My Latte 2022 was keep writing and editing Relic of Time and Shadows War for Kindle Vella. That I did do. I started with Ancient Ice Apocalypse and moved on to the Allies and Enemies that I split into Dust Shadow Insurgent, which was June through August, and in August I started Allies of Dust, and that ran through October, and then in October we picked up with the Games and Gambits duology, which is Gambits of Light and Games of Shadows. And Games of Light is still running. It will end this week. So my plan originally was to start pulling down the older Velas and putting them onto Kindle Unlimited and KDP. I didn't do any of that. The next goal I had was 30K per month, which I almost beat. I have 1 month. June, I took the first 2 weeks of the month, 2.5, 3 weeks off of the month because my daughter was going for, she was graduating from the Navy. We had several trips that we were going to be making. The whole month was just, I did get writing done that month. Did go through a 70 book challenge end of the month and got Death in the ADA written. That was almost 28,000 words at the end. So, I'm going to count that as a win because I crunched that one out. So we have, I got my 30,000 words every month, and I'm actually, happy with it. I'm very happy with it because, my normal monthly is 50. So writing wise, I feel like I took it easy this year, but I did have 2 80K months. So balances out, but the other one with the goal was get 1 book drafted every quarter or every 4 months. Well, I got Spartan Chimera the first quarter, Stone Skins in the second quarter, Death in the ADA was my short, and then I got, for the August 80K, I wrote the Tim and Cassandra story, Cards on the Table. Originally, I was going to do Ink and Cacao, but life, too close to reality at that time for me to write that book, so skipped over to Tim and Cassandra, finished that in August, and then for Preptober, I rolled the dice. I got Cat Lady for NaNoWriMo, and I'm finishing that one today. I'm literally finishing the last chapter today and tomorrow, and so, 4 books this year, 4 books drafted. Feeling pretty good about that. Some of the other goals that I had this year that weren't specifically writing goals was my hashtag WitChat videos. Honestly, just in June, I just fell off. I have the whole list right here, right on the edge of the page. All of the list. I have all the prep work done. I have all the slides made. I haven't made them. I haven't felt like it. I need to get back to doing it. The other thing was, if you look down here in the bottom, I have written attend 4 writers' conferences. Well, that I have done. I have attended one every quarter. The Pro Writers Aid Romance, beginning of the year, or not romance, fantasy at the beginning of the year. Then there was the Pro Writers Aid Science Fiction Conference. Next quarter, attended that. It was a lot of fun. Was that one the next one? No, I'm sorry. The AuthorTube Writers Conference, hosted by SD Huston and Jenna the Soul Writer, was the next one. And then I did the Pro Writers Aid Sci-Fi Conference, and then I also attended the Pro Writers Aid Romance Conference. So I've got fantasy, sci-fi, romance, and then the AuthorTuber Writers Conference. So I got my 4 writer development conferences, got those done. It was really, really educational, and I learned a lot of things, and I'm hoping it improves my craft. I really, really am. And so, but here I am, beginning of December, Edit-cember. I'm going to use this as my Acorn month, start to get ready for Hold My Tea 2023, because the neurologist is like, I need you to get off caffeine, and I'm like, no. But, so yeah. Hold My Decaf Tea 2023. Yeah, you're ruining my brand, man. So that's what I'm going to be doing for Edit-cember. I'm going to be working on getting things ready to start publishing Relic of Time and Shadows in January. I am going to start looking at working. This is the month I was actually planning on working on this, starting on Servants of the Moon, because I think that's going to be my January and my winter, summer, and fall publishes, because I Summon Enemies Are Blue is supposed to come out in May, and I can't publish anything else of Pagosa Cliffs until this book comes out, because everything after that book is I can't. There's a spoiler that happens in the very first chapter of the Windflowers, the Wind duology, and I can't publish Windswept Stars, which is the Sheriff's Department story, Pagosa Stars, and I can't. Yeah, something's coming, and it's bigger than the Valtinis. I'm going to try to get Servants of the Moon out. Servants of the Moon, Daughter of the Tides, Servant of the Sun. I will be working on that next year. Plus the Relic of Time and Shadows War. Plus I've still got 5 books that I prepped for Camp Nano. Half of them are from the Devoted Sisters series. I know I have Cowboy a la carte. I have Stained Glass and Sand. I have the Penny and Prue story. And Cat Lady, I just wrote for Nano. So, yeah, I've got 3 Devoted Sisters. And then I have another werewolf story called Airless. And then I have to finish, I have to finish Elm this year. I have to finish Elm this year. I published in 2019. I published The Revelation of Ash. And then I published The Ravers. And then the pandemic hit. And I never finished that trilogy. And now I'm struggling to finish it because I keep writing pandemic protocols in a world where the pandemic never happened. So I have to finish Elm. We will see. Okay, well, so I'm putting together my beginning of vlog for Hold My Latte 2022 Failish, and I discovered the last 3 minutes of the video had no sound whatsoever. And I've slept since then, so I really don't remember what I was talking about for 3 minutes. So I am just going to pop in here and say good luck everyone for your post-Nano December goals. I hope you get a lot done. My Edit-cember is going to be prepping and formatting The Relic of Time and Shadows War to start publishing in January. I have a little Vela rant at the end of this. You can drop out now, or you can stay and listen to me gripe about how, you know, trying to write clean books is a struggle. And then I'm going to start working on Servants of the Moon for my trilogy published next year. For Hold My Tea 2023, good luck to everyone who is, whatever you're doing in December, whatever creativity you're doing, be blessed and have a lovely day. I am probably going to be pulling everything off of Vela because in over the summer, I saw a significant drop in Vella reads for fantasy and science fiction. And it used to be that about half the books on Vella were steamy romances or erotica. Now it's more like 90%. All you have to do is look at the top 200 or the top 1,000 list, and like in the top 200 there were 21 books that did not have romance or erotica in their genre or subgenre. But of those books, several of them, before I got to chapter 5 or 6, they had a steamy scene. Some of them had steamy scenes in like the third chapter, in the third free chapter, and it really feels like clean books are no longer getting any traction on Vella. I follow a bunch of them, and nobody's getting reads. No one who writes clean is getting reads. If they have less than 1,000, 10,000 fan reader base, you're just not getting traction. So basically, yeah.